And I realized I hit the wrong audio button. I was just talking about how one of these days I really should have like hold music or something playing, so it isn't just a still and dead air for a couple of minutes while everyone's waiting to come on in. But hasn't happened yet. Will it? Yeah, it really should. Hey, hello, good morning. How's it going? Hi, my name is Odin, and welcome to my Odin Makes live stream. I'm going to continue working on the Proton Packs today. Today I'll be working on the grain elevators portion. I'm going to be putting together the details and the pieces that go along with that one part that we've got made that still kicks around in the project boxes that I don't know where it's supposed to go. I mean, I've got a good idea, but I'm finally going to be putting those together. So in a little bit, you get to watch me watch another video so I can build something so you can see me do it. Follow that? Felicia's not going to be here today. She's downtown doing things that are very important, and so not going to be present again this week. But you know, if things work out correctly, she'll be back next week. But I'm going to be building, we're going to be doing stuff, and good morning, good evening, and I suppose good night. I'm starting to sound like a Truman Show, to all of you. We have, for those of you who are watching in the future, and I know a few of you do, the first 45 minutes or so of every live stream is set aside specifically as private time for me and my patrons. They get to come into the streams early, where their voices are easier to be heard. It's easier to communicate with all of them independently with the chats that pop up. So I'm going to say hi to my patrons, my hardcore fans that are here with us right now. And of course, Jerry Can Cosplay is first comment I see, and it's hello everyone, woo, because stream is starting. Jerry Can, hello. I need to watch your last video still. I'm not completely caught up because everyone, Jerry Can Cosplay has a YouTube channel and is now making content on YouTube, building different props. It's great. His first prop he did was the Earthworm Jim ray gun, and that one was really cool because it was a lot like just hanging out with Jerry while he built something, which was a very cool way to present his project. That was very, very cool. Strict Aphid says legit first, so apparently Strict Aphid, who also has a YouTube building channel, is competing for who actually is first. Shady's here. Hello, Shady. Cheeseaholic says hello all. We got Steve D. Good evening. Will Connors. Hello. And time for wise words with Strict. Oh dear, I don't need to be strict with words right now. Steve D. Have you been having a tidy up, looking clean and tidy? Maybe a little. Yeah, we've. There's been a little bit of trying to clean up and get things taken care of in the shop and in the area. I've been having a better summer, so I've been getting things moving, getting things cleaned up and organized a little more than they had been for the longest time. I'm looking forward to it. Still waiting for, okay, so I've talked about this plenty of times, and I'm happy to talk about it now. My entire back wall needs to change because Ryobi sent me their tool organization materials, right? The Ryobi one, oh, now I'm not remembering what it's called, which is bad. But they have their shelf organization system that looks like a bunch of hexagons. Anyway, they gave me 3 packs of this stuff, which will totally cover all the pegboard that's back here. And that needs to go in. I've ordered parts from Ace Hardware, and I'm waiting for those to come in because I also want to use the Ryobi. They have crates, open crates. They're not quite milk crates. They're actually wider and longer and flatter, and you're actually allowed to own them. So I want to turn those into drawers for down here. So the plan is to put a bunch of Ryobi hanging tools here and to make 4 drawers that can pull out down here for additional storage using these crates that then also can come off of those drawer pulls and just be a separate crate that can walk around. So what I'm waiting on from Ace are those drawer pulls. Now, this project, once again, has to be put on hold just a wee little bit because there's a possibility that a production company wants to come into the building and use a shop-looking area as the background for their production. I really can't be more specific than that, but don't worry, it's nothing terribly exciting. It's probably nothing you've heard of. It's just somebody wants to do this. and they're willing to rent the shop, or at least it's in talks. There's no guarantee yet. So because of that, I need to keep the wall generic because that's what they want. So this whole project may be on hold for another 3 weeks while I wait to see if I can't rent out my shop for a couple of days and you know, for somebody else to shoot on, which I find amazing and amusing. So anyway, that is something that's going to happen. If you happen to be watching Ryobi, thank you very much. That's going to happen. It just, once again, I got on pause. Jerry Can Cosplay says the Odin Makes pod stream because I'm all by myself. No, I'll actually be building today. It's I was looking ahead. It's the grain elevators. Like last week, I will break out the. Honestly, I'll break out the packs. They're behind me. I'm gonna build stuff. It's not just gonna be a pod stream of consciousness. Raven's Prop Shop says, "Hey, I'm here. Sweet. What happened to Will? Why is everyone saying congrats to Will? I missed that." Will Connor says, "Hello all. Congrats to Will for Wilkin for." Wow. Oh, there we are. Well, that's totally out of order. Will Connor's had a big weekend, got engaged. Oh, that's amazing. And then today's his birthday. Oh, Will, you're gonna have a great week. That's amazing. Congratulations. Very much congratulations. And Raven's Prop Shop has a really good question. Genuinely curious, Odin, do your builds have a budget and does it come out of your pocket for materials? Initially, yes. I was trying to keep things affordable. I was trying to keep a lot of the budgets. So basically, no, I don't have a budget, but I was trying to keep it low budget. I was trying to keep a build to be, you know, it started out sub $50. At this point, I think it's sub $100. Most of them still run about less than $50 in parts for me to build. Also, I do buy things in bulk. So a roll of foam will do multiple projects. So I would have to prorate the amount of foam that I put into any particular project. Some of them, of course, take a lot more than others, like the barrels that I just did and the Tommy guns you haven't seen yet. I went out and bought foam specifically for those projects that was then reimbursed by my family. And you know, Godzilla was just, well, Mechagodzilla is just going to be Mechagodzilla. I'm not going to count it. But generally speaking, I try to keep it $50 to $100 for any given project. And even though it takes me a little longer to get things done sometimes, the original idea going back to DIY Prop Shop was something that somebody else could do in a weekend. And while that part may not be true anymore, it's still kind of the guiding light. So no, I don't actually hardcore nickel and dime budget my projects. I should, but I don't. I end up just winging it and trying to keep in mind that I need to keep costs down when I'm building. And just having a stockpile of stuff to work with has actually been really helpful. And I get a little help, external help. You know, Plaid Paints has supplied me with paints, so a lot of the paints that I'm using, I actually didn't pay for. Those were a gift from Plaid. The What the Foam that I have, I don't have much left, but Cosplay Apprentice has given me the What the Foam to work with, so I didn't purchase the What the Foam. For a couple of years, SKS Props was giving me HD foam, but it got to a point since, you know, I was purchasing, I'm now purchasing HD foam, which isn't a bad thing towards SKS Props. Just can't afford to support 2 channels, right? So I totally get it. Not a complaint there. So there are materials that I'm able to work with, that I'm able to get, that are here to help support the channel and show things off to you guys. Does that answer your question? Steve is enjoying Jerry's videos. Yeah, it's really cool. Funny. Schultz Division is letting me know that I need to make I need to make Jedi robes so I can be Ryobi Wan Kenobi. Right. Yep, and Jerry's agreeing. He does actually try to budget his builds, but buys in bulk to lessen the impact, spread it out. Good, I'm glad that answered your question, Raven's Prop Shop, who really needs to make YouTube videos. Yes. All right. And happy birthday, Will. So, yeah, great fun. What else are we doing? This week's video is currently being edited upstairs as we speak by Ellis. The video is done. Well, it's shot. It's being edited, but the video is fully shot. I'm working with Beyond Geek. We're going to be putting out a lightsaber video, and it's a giveaway video. Beyond Geek is trying to generate news for themselves, trying to promote their upcoming third season. That's very, very upcoming. But getting the ball rolling. So made a custom lightsaber, and there's all you want to do is you want to make sure you check out the website that I'll be saying in the video. I won't say it now because it's a couple of days too early. And you'll be able to get a chance to win the lightsaber that is on screen. The one that you see me building, that is the one that will be given away by Beyond Geek. And then in addition to that, he's got 2 more Star Wars prizes that include the entire Skywalker saga on Blu-ray 4K and a pair of the classic Blade Builders lightsabers, the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, because, you know, the Obi-Wan show just happened. It was very cool. So there's a contest there. And because Beyond Geek is doing it, I don't think he's restricting it to the United States, much, you know, like some of the other giveaways that I've done where they're just trying to keep it regional. I don't think he's concerned about regional. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn on that. But as soon as that video is ready, we will have it posted for all of you to be able to see it. So it'll probably be going up tomorrow afternoon. And much like last week, what's going to happen is it'll get posted and it'll be unlisted for all of you to be able to see for a few hours, possibly 6 or 7. Give some chance. And then I'm going to move it over to being a premiere like I did last week because I want to be able to give it some promotion before it actually comes out, right? So the video will be done, it'll be posted unlisted for all of you to be able to see early, and then it'll go to being a premiere status with YouTube. When that happens, you no longer have access to be able to see it. We all have to wait for the countdown to start. But when the premiere starts, we'll have a live chat just like we do here. I'll be there watching it with everyone who was watching it. We had a few hundred people last week with the Buzz Lightyear knife, so I'm hoping that we'll get similar numbers again this week. Raven's Prop Shop says, I have a feeling I know what saber is being built. It is an Odin Makes saber. It is a saber I completely made up. I didn't build a specific saber because I didn't feel like I had the way to do it in a way that would keep the handle safe to make it a combat saber. Saber, whatever, lifesavers, right? So no, it's an all aluminum hilt, practically, and it has a solid core of aluminum tube that all the electronics are in, and that the blade sticks out of, and then it has a bunch of accoutrements and additional details on it, most of which are still aluminum. Everything is screwed together with set screws. There's almost zero glue, and there's almost. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. There's only a tiny little bit of glue. And actually, I don't think there's any foam. There's a point in time when foam was going to go into it, and then it didn't happen. I think it is a foamless build. Yeah. Giveaway. That's all I heard, Schultz says. Right. All right. So let's see. I need to find the book. So I'm talking about working on the grain elevators today. What are the grain elevators? The grain elevators are these guys. They're, that's a little off center. If this is centered in front of me, camera needs to move. So these appear on the Proton Pack in a spot, and I need to be working on these and putting them together. I know there's some details that go on them. So let's figure that out. We've got More pipes. Speech bubble bottom. Grain elevator bits. There we are. This is literally where I'm at, right? So many strips. Other bits. Got that. Glue the finish filter and the circular cut. Oh yeah, I think we did that. Yeah, strips. Got that, more bits. Same length as 47, this is what I did last week. So cut a piece of 1-inch PVC, the same length as 47. Glue the PVC pipe to the depression between the two halves of the big box, did that. What am I talking about? We're just looking at a book. So let's do that, and I did that. Glue piece 47 on the upper section of the big box, lined up with and right up against the PVC pipe. And I did that. Punch a 12 millimeter disc from 6 millimeter thick foam, while I did 10. Failed, and glue it onto the protruding section of 48, which is this guy, and then glue that onto the upper section of the big box, centered. Glue piece 40 on top of 39. This is all the stuff that went on top of the pipe. This is all this stuff, which is all the decorative things that happen inside of. Is that helping? Yeah, whatever. What is this? Oh, that's super glue. That's right. I applied a lot of super. Oh, it ran and pooled. That's what happened. Great. Okay, so that goes here. I got those on. So all that's done. Should find the ABS pipe as well as run a 40-degree cut. Place the ABS tube on top of the support box and press the angled section against the ramp. Hold it until it cools. Ah, okay, we actually get to glue this in place. I'll be doing that first. I don't have a problem with gluing this down. Let's make sure I got. So my table isn't totally flat. I think you guys probably know that. My dad built this table, the actual wooden decorative part. My dad built this. This was our household coffee table that I grew up with. I'm 6 months older than this table. But it is a style. It's not a flat finished table. It was wire brushed and it has burnt edges and it's very 70s. So I've got a piece of aluminum on the back half of my cutting mat, so this back part is actually flat. Then going towards the front, it isn't quite so flat anymore because the table itself isn't flat, which always caused a problem every time I tried to build anything Lego in this table. It was always like, all right, well, I'm fighting with the table a little bit and whatever. So I want the pack to be on the flat part. So when I glue on stuff, it's going to glue on flat and be nice. And I'm just going to there. This has got some tooth. Let's make this a little rougher. Okay, that's one. Ah, Lee Breathwaite is here. I can never pronounce his name. It's okay, he's really good-natured about it, but Geek Pride is here, Lee is here, that's awesome, hey! Yes, Shady says the grain elevators look like milk cartons. Yes, yes they do. So Lost Wax Oz did his entire build with hot glue, which is great. That's what he likes using. I'm actually not that huge of a fan of hot glue. I've had it fail on me too many times. So I prefer contact cement. which can also fail, but has had a much lower failure rate for me. I will probably, yeah, I'm going to do 2 coats on the pipe. It'll take a minute for this to dry, so I'll probably should set this aside and then break out the other pack and start doing the same thing to it. Very soon we're going to get to we'll be doing something that won't be live on the stream, probably. It might be, but it'll be a little tricky to do. We're going to have to actually seal these with Creature Cast pretty soon, which is pretty exciting. It's actually getting to that point. They'll turn black. I've got some Creature Cast Rigid, which is what I want to use to for the packs, to help make the packs rigid, right? As far as I know. I've never used Creature Cast before. This will be a first. But yeah, the more we it's getting there, and then there's electronics. This is interesting. Jerry Can Cosplay says, it looks like there's not much left to build. Agreed, there really isn't. There's a lot of detail stuff that needs to go on after it's sealed, right? After what would typically be plastidiped. There's wires and additional greebles and nurnies and things. But no, there's not that much. The big detail that's not here yet, that's gonna be coming up very soon is the roll bar. There's like a crash bar or some sort of clamping bar that goes over the cyclotron. And that, all those parts are in the box still, so that's coming up. When? Whenever it's in the book. I've got a book with instructions, which, trust me, if you guys are going to do a live stream where you actually want to interact with your viewers and you actually want to talk to your viewers, do a project that someone else figured out. 100%. Do a project, get permission, and do a project somebody else figured out, because then you're not trying to figure it out and talk to people and be a host on a live stream. This is so enjoyable. It's all right, Jerry. We'll see you in the playback. He's saying he probably won't make next week's live stream. Oh, okay. Cool. So Lee is saying that he's can't stick around for long today. That's fine. Thank you for popping in when you could. And to definitely let him know the next time that the lovely Felicia will be here, and he might bring in some Muppets, which is very cool. Well, as far as I know, she'll be in next week. But, you know, we'll see what next week brings, because apparently that's not the case. That's fine. Can I just publicly show my appreciation for Felicia, that she has put in as much time as she has to be on all of these streams for as long as she has. It is so appreciated to have a co-host, to have somebody else to not only bounce ideas off of, but to be able to take a break, right? Even though we're both on screen the entire time, there's the stop and just be quiet and work on the project. Just kind of gives you a way to take a break. You're not the only one speaking. So if any of you wanted to do a live stream, I highly suggest you get a co-host or be a co-host. It is, it's very nice. Also, at some point in time in the future, yet more projects that have been delayed. Beyond Geek wanted to do a podcast or a pod stream, and that was gonna happen a few months ago, and then life reared its ugly head, and it's in a holding pattern. But that's coming up. And what's cool is the producers of Beyond Geek have the ability to talk to people and get people we've heard of as a guest to talk to us in the show, which would be really cool. But it would definitely be me and Joe Gillis doing the Beyond Geek pod stream and just being geeky. Ooh, and next week I'm going to be on Nerd Podcast Radio. This Friday we'll actually be doing the recording. But if you're a member of the Nerd Podcast Radio's Patron, you will be able to get the episode, I think, Saturday or Sunday, and then it goes live Tuesday. But they're talking about Star Wars and wanted to know if I wanted to be a guest on the show again. Oh, sure, I'll jump in on the Star Wars one. And then on February 2nd is the record date, so whatever. The February 5th, I think it's, or is it the 10th? First couple weeks of February, I will be on Nerd Podcast Radio again, talking about something that is to be determined, which is 100% the most appropriate topic for me, right? So there are a couple of external other podcasts that I'll be popping in on. I will provide the links for those when they become ready in the Discord. And yeah, I should post on the Patreon as well. But that's just a podcast. It's just audio, I believe. It'll just be us. I don't know if it's talking about Star Wars, but I can't believe it's going to be bad-mouthing Star Wars. These guys love it, so. So most of you have access, all of you have access to Discord, as I'm thinking about it. Rebel Base Builds had reached out to me and wanted to do another collaborative project and wanted to know if there was something I wanted to build from Star Wars. Well, I'm so caught up with the stuff that I'm doing, a lot of which is Marvel. I'm going to start making Thor weapons again here starting, tonight. I haven't thought about, and it doesn't have to be Star Wars. Rebel Base Builds is they like Star Wars. He started out by building the Millennium Falcon gravity couch as a room in his house. And so he started doing a YouTube channel about it. He does a lot of 3D modeling and 3D printing for the Star Wars Black figures. Train! For the Star Wars Black figures. And James is a nice guy. I've only ever got a chance to talk to him, and I've worked with him, cross Atlantic a couple of times because James is in the UK. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what to go for. If there's something that's coming up that you guys have seen, and I haven't seen the last episode of Obi-Wan yet, I haven't taken the time to watch it, then yeah, maybe shoot me an idea on Discord, and what would be a fun suggestion of something to do. I know the last thing that I shared with James when I went to WonderCon, we went over to the Star Wars trading post that they had set up in downtown Disney. This is just a Star Wars themed store that's part of the downtown Disney shopping area. It's something the public can get into that isn't actually part of the park. I mean, it is, but it isn't part of the paid entrance to the park. Anyway, I took all sorts of pictures of the wall decorations and the cases and the little cages and all that's just decorating all the inside of the trading post. It was very cool. Don't want to build any of those? All right. It's all right. Yanolith, yes, Felicia's still on vacation. Felicia's taking care of some stuff downtown and is not here. I believe I posted in Discord specifically what she's doing, but it is just me again today. Hello, Yanolith. Shadio says uses robot clone as a stand-in for a co-host. Perfect. All right, I'll make sure that I actually glue this on straight. My concern is that I'm just gonna slap this down and it'll be crooked. I don't want to do that. I've got 2 layers of contact cement, both on the foam and on the ABS pipe, because I want this to actually stick and stay. I'm sure it's crooked. It's got to be crooked. I always glue things on crooked. It's sort of like, you know, it's just what I do. Yeah, you pick it up and everyone can see it really well, Odin. There we are. Well, that's attached. I'm kind of committed. That's one. Got 10 minutes. Train! Yeah. Do Obi-Wan's blaster. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. And I wouldn't mind doing Buzz Lightyear's blaster. But no, Obi-Wan's blaster isn't a bad idea. Huh. Make Leah's droid. He just did. If you want to see Leah's droid, Rebel Base Builds just did. He just did a full 3D printable kit that has positionable flaps in the back. You can position the legs. I believe it has space inside to put a light in it. He literally just finished. I can't remember the droid's name. It's Lola or Lilu, or it's not Lilu, but it's something. Lala? No. I'm not remembering the droid's name. I'm a horrible Star Wars fan. If it's crooked, that's Felicia's pack. What I'm really happy about having built this and having been working with this is that they are so mixed up. There isn't a Felicia's pack and Odin's pack, that we've both glued parts on, that we've both made mistakes putting these together, and that this is absolutely a group project, and I'm very much appreciate that. But yeah, the crooked one's yours, Felicia. There's that whole smoosh it thing, right? That, now I got all this to lay down right, but you have with foam, you have the capability that if I had set the angled part a little too tall to where it didn't make contact in the back because it was just too high up, I could just press the foam from the backside and flex the foam and make it stick anyway. But I think they're okay. All right. If I can pick the packs up by the parts I glued on, they're glued on right? It's like grabbing when you tie down a bunch of stuff in the back of your pickup truck, and then you grab the stuff, you tie it down and shake it to make sure it's secure. And if you just move the whole truck, well, that's secure, right? Or is that just what I do? Lola. Yeah, okay. Schultz Division, can't remember, but Lola seems right. It was something like that. This says, hi Odin, I'm glad that you're on, and what is happening on Independence Day, which is next week, right? So in the US, the 4th of July is the big fireworks, hooray, celebration of independence from the evil Britons, UK overlords, no, anyway, whatever. We'll just stream, we streamed on Halloween, we streamed on all the other holidays when they've come around. We probably wouldn't stream on like Christmas. That's probably about it. I think Thanksgiving, maybe not. Another big family holiday here in the States that involves a lot of cooking and a lot of eating. So Thanksgiving may not happen, but that's about it. No, we'll as far as I know, at least I will be here on the 4th of July doing a stream because, what else am I going to do? Because 4th of July is all about fireworks at this point, as far as the celebrations go, right? It's not all about fireworks. There's some more historical things that belong to it, but all that happens at night. And it's always fun to go on the roof of the building and look north, because the neighborhoods north of here don't care at all about the no aerial fireworks law that's in California. You almost can't have anything in California fireworks wise, but you go up in the roof and you look north and everything's airborne. I mean, it's not the giant aerial displays. It's not the huge mortars like theme parks have and fairs have. But it's all the Roman candles. It's all the stuff that launches up to about 30 to 50 feet and pops. And it's just, and it goes for hours. I'm bored before it's done. It's great. Raven's Prop Shop says, yeah, the first big stream was on Halloween. Exactly. That was fun. And I agree that Lola also reminds me of the robots from Batteries Not Included. So, Jerry, you are very right on that. Raven says that they do the same thing with strapping stuff down. You strap it to your truck and shake the thing to make sure it's attached. Trash Panda suggesting could do a helmet from the loader droids, the ones that don't talk. I like the droids, but out of most of the droids they have on all the shows, that was the most dude in a suit droid that I've seen in a very long time. And that's not a problem. I'm excited and happy they made a suit and put somebody in it. But it was really hard for me to separate from that, if that makes any sense. They were good industrial droids. It was smart. Okay, so budget-wise, their skins were fairly smooth because you just want to get him done, move on, because he's not... They're loader droids. They weren't like critical characters, sort of. So the bodies, from what I remember, especially the arms and the legs, were very, very simple. But at the same time, if it's a loader droid, you don't want to have a whole bunch of greebles and external plumbing that's going to get caught on everything while the droids are trying to load stuff. So it made sense, but it was just so hard to it not be a dude in a suit. Well, a person in the suit. I have no idea the gender of the person. And then the house catches on fire. Yeah, that's a big part of 4th of July here in the States too, is burning down your neighbor's house. I don't know why that's such a tradition, but it is. And yeah, I don't want to be part of that tradition. Alrighty. And Steve D, yeah, definitely someone in a suit. Alan Adams says, hi, Odin, watching while fishing here. Nice. Every time I try to comment, I get a bite. Oh, good. Ace, comment more. I'm really glad you get a chance to go out and go fishing. That's very cool. Thank you, Ace. Let's see, what we were talking about. I'm not sure. Something came up with getting something drawn, and somebody I knew didn't know how to do it. And I was saying, well, you know, I know somebody who does some really cool logos, who does some really nice artwork. Yeah, but now I don't remember who I was talking to. Okay, I got the ABS pipe on. What's the next step? How are we doing? It's almost time. Apply glue generously to the bottom of the ABS pipe as well as the 45th place the type of hold it until it cools, or hold it until it outgasses the chemicals and sticks, whichever. Alrighty, I need to do the piece 52. Now I get to actually work on the grain elevators, which these go like here, I think, right? Somewhere around there. But anyway, so I need the pieces of the 52. There's 2 of those. I need to put a whole bunch of score lines on them. So that should be a 52. And this should be a 52. There we go. I got these little fiddly bits, most of which, yeah. This is cyclotron roll bar stuff. This is the piece that holds the wires down. Ah, man, running out of parts. Still got a lot of circle parts cut too, but some of these are duplicates. Some guy got a hold of a circle cutting machine and just kept cutting circles. Yeah, James Allen says James doesn't really like fireworks. The show is okay, but the bang hurts. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, what I like once I learned how they did it. Disneyland, I think, was one of the first ones to perfect the idea. The nightly fireworks show that happens at Disneyland. They aren't rocket propelled. They're not, most or a lot of the mortars and a lot of, especially Roman candles, right? It's actually the gunpowder rocket. It's burning is what's making them fly. They're pneumatic cannons is what Disneyland does. So they've actually got the big potato guns that are launching their fireworks specifically on the times that they want. So they go off to the music when they want it to and hit the certain altitudes in order to make the designs in the air. I think that's very cool. And of course, it's a lot safer. There's so much more control over where it's going to go because you change the amount of pressure and off it goes. Alrighty, it's noon. Let's flip this stream over to being public. So I got details, come on down to visibility, public. And we need to make a playlist. We are doing Ghostbusters in the live stream. Done and save. And just like that, we're now public. Let me bring my chat videos back up. Oh, clicking the wrong thing. There it is. There we go. Raven's Prop Shop is cooking tacos. Be careful. You're going to have a strict aphid knocking on your door if you're making tacos. Open the floodgates. Yanalith, did I get any packages? Is that a hint? I haven't made it to the post office box before they close this week. So I don't have any packages to open that I'm aware of. I'm very sorry. If you sent something, I'll try to see if I can't get over there. Might be able to tomorrow, actually, maybe. Alrighty. Well, it is now noon. I've been talking for about 45 minutes now with all of my patrons during the private live stream portion, but at this point in time, the live stream is kicked over into being public and open for everyone to be able to come in and participate. So hello to all of our new friends who are trickling in. Welcome to the Monday Odin Makes live stream. Hello, I'm Odin. Felicia's not here again this week. She wasn't here last week. She's not going to be able to be here this week. Probably is going to be here next week. And yes, we will be having a stream on the 4th of July. So those of you who are in the States and wondering if on that holiday we'll be streaming, from my point of view, the stream happens at noon. So it doesn't impact my 4th of July. Viewership might get impacted, but it's over by 5 in the States, so it should still be early enough that people will be able to go out and celebrate their fireworks displays wherever they are in the United States. And of course, if they don't, that's fine, because I don't expect everyone to be glued to this silly live stream every week. But for those of you who are, that's really cool, and I really appreciate it, honestly. But hello, I am continuing to work on the Proton Packs. So what we've been doing for the majority of this year is working on a EVA foam Proton Pack based off of or inspired by the 1984 Ghostbusters, specifically, not Afterlife, not Ghostbusters 2. The pattern was developed by my friend Chris Hubert over on Lost Wax Oz. Let me pull up a image of that. So it's a pattern that he developed, and he's got a set of 3 videos. So if you want to see, come on, I can almost control. So if you want to see this build done in a speedy time, if you want to see the instructions that I am using to make this backpack, this Proton Pack, then definitely check out this 3-part video tutorial. what Chris has got and what Chris has got figured out is really cool. There's a 36-page instruction book that goes along with it, which sounds like a lot, but it's like a transcript of what he did on the video, and it's nice to have the steps as you're going through. He also numbered the parts kind of in the order that you put them together, right? I don't think about that. He did. So you kind of start with part 1 and you work your way through, and there's 60 parts. So it was a really smart idea. Anyway, I think his pattern's free. He asks for a donation if you can. Lost Wax Oz is the video channel. So if you want to see the Proton Pack just built and done, you can do that in about 90 minutes. That's how much time it takes for those 3 videos. And he makes the pack. He finishes the pack. He makes an Alice pack frame from PVC. I've got some surplus ones I plan on using. And then he has 2 more videos where he makes the neutrino wand, which we'll be making the neutrino wand, the positronic wand, whatever. We'll be making those as well because it's a big part of the pack. But today, I get to continue with building this, and I'm going to be working on what he calls the grain elevator. So I'm now going to be working with part 52 on the pattern pieces, where I need to score a bunch of lines and make this look like a vent, I think. But let me pull up. Can't believe I'm 45 minutes in. I can already feel myself being a little on the horse side. Optimus Prime G1 says, ooh, Ghostbusters. Yeah, having a lot of fun. I've talked to Ghostbusters fans at cons for a while, and going all the way back to me being on DIY Prop Shop, people are like, build a Proton Pack. If you look at the Proton Pack, that's not a single video build, and DIY Prop Shop wasn't willing to do multi-build videos, multi-video builds. And then I had interest in doing it, but once Chris started doing his, like, oh, perfect. Now I can do it as a live stream using Chris's pattern so I can promote my friend's channel, and I have an awesome project I can do while I talk to you, and that's why I'm doing somebody else's pattern. And this is a lot of fun. This really is. I'm enjoying this. Bruce New is working on a leather PKE holster with a custom leather Moogly stamp. Cool. Were you the one that was sharing someone was recently sharing, oh, I got that upstairs. I forgot to bring it down. I've got a toy PKE meter. Someone was sharing pictures of their PKE meter holster that they were working on for their costume, because what they had, it went in handled down. So the PKE meter, I don't have, well, it's like a paintbrush. Basically, right? It's not. PKE meter is way cooler than a paintbrush, but you have a handle that you hold, and you have the business end that you work with. And so when you're using it, you're walking around and painting the ghosts. The holsters, a lot of them, like the majority of tools that we use, like a hammer, the holster is made so it ends up falling, and you got the body up and the handle's down, and that's how it hangs on your hip, which makes sense because that's the way most tools are, but that's not the way you use a PKE meter. So this person sent me images of the holster they're working on, where you're able to slot the tool part of the PKE meter, and it hung lower than the belt, or more like a gunslinger. And that way, when you reach down, you could grab the handle and bring it out and start using it immediately. And that made a lot more sense for how the holster would work for his PKE meter. My post fell off the wall. So if that's what you're working on, that's really cool. I love the idea of what I'm seeing. Yanolith is asking if I've been in contact with Dark Horse Workshop recently. I've been watching the replay of his streams. It would be cool to see you two do a collaboration. No, I need to talk to Dark Horse Workshop. So I need to remember to contact Dark Horse Workshop at some point in time after the stream and do some sort of collaboration, shout out, back and forth. That would be cool. I really like other makers, and I like talking to other makers. So yeah, that could be very, very cool. Oh, wow. Bryce says, I think I said Bruce earlier. Sorry, different stuff's falling. Bryce News said, no, that wasn't me, but I'd be happy to make you and Felicia a holster each if you would like. That would be amazing. Yeah, let me know if you want anything for materials. That would be, I would love that. One of the things I want to do, and I'm going to need to actually work with Ben Eady and some other friends that I have that can actually do this stuff. I have the Iona shoe polisher. I've got a classic shoe polisher that is what was used to make the original PKE meter. Somebody early on pointed out to me that one was on eBay for like $10, so I bought one. So I got the right housing. I want to make a PKE meter. I'm not sold on doing 100% screen accurate. I want the overall body to be screen accurate. I want to have the aluminum wings that extend. I want to have the individual little LEDs that blink on it, right? I don't want to make it be super fancy Arduino. I mean, it'll be Arduino, but super fancy, overly animated. But what I do want to do that I saw someone else do is change the screen. That's the one thing I'm okay with updating. On the original Ghostbusters prop, the screen was basically just a plastic grid with two different sets of LEDs behind it. So on phase one, you had a series of green LEDs that was making an arc and they would just blink. And then on series two, that arc was changed slightly and one of the LEDs was red and then it would blink again. And that's all it did, because 84, right? That was it. Now we can get small LCD screens, and I've seen somebody who made it 3D printed a PKE meter for his kid and used a basically a cell phone LCD screen that was like tricolor. It wasn't full color, but you know, anyway, it looked a lot better, and I want to do that because I think that would be really cool. So that's the one thing I'm interested in changing, but otherwise I want it to look the same. And yeah, it was $10, Vexicus, the entire. It's 10 feet up on the shelf over there, and it would take me way too long off camera to go and get. But it had the original case, right? Because it had a box that you'd put it in. So it was a plug-in motorized shoe polisher. So it sat in the box. The box would open up. Open up first, then you set it in the box. You didn't set it in the box through the box because it wasn't, ectoplasm. But then it had holders for some of the shoe polish, for some of the different accoutrements, for the box was there, but it was beat. This was a very used. Whoever had this used it, which was great because it made me not feel too bad about wanting to take it apart. And also, I don't think it worked anymore. So yeah, it was like $10, and it was way cool. It's like finding the Keurig coffee maker from Alien or Back to the Future for $10, right? I kind of felt like that when the person showed it off to me. It was amazing. Bernie Davis is asking, am I late? Yes. Please, go stand in the corner, Bernie, you're late. No. I was checking out the Lost Wax Oz video as a reminder of what needs to get done. Thank you, Bernie. We're working on the grain elevator. So if anyone is trying to watch multiple videos, I'm currently paused at 24 minutes on the Lost Wax Oz video. That's the step at what I'm working on now, which is partway through Bottom Edge of Cyclotron Grain Elevator Parts chapter. So that is what I'm currently working on. Let me bring all of my chat windows back up so I can actually see you guys. And Bryce says, I'd be happy to make some for you guys. Sweet. Please tell me where I can send images so I can show you what my holsters look like. Also make custom gizmo holsters. Oh, nice. Bryce, yeah, Odin at odinmakes.com is an easy email you can send to. If you don't want to use email, you can send me a private message through Instagram, which is at Odin Makes. And then Felicia is behind the scenes fashions, so you can be able to find her easily on Instagram as well. I don't think she has an email set up yet, but those are all easy ways to do it. That would be very, very cool. Vexicus is almost finished with his Infinity Gauntlet. And H7 Apollo, hello, welcome to the stream. It's summertime and the living is easy. What I want to do is work on my project. Someone asked how I'm feeling. I'm feeling pretty good. It was an interesting week. It had its ups, it had its downs, but I survived, and it's now Monday. Even though Felicia wasn't able to be here today, that's okay, because I can work on stuff, and it's a little calmer, and I am looking forward to Thor: Love and Thunder. Let's be honest. You know, what's coming up? A new Thor movie. What am I going to build? Thor props. So starting tonight, I'm going to actually redo one of my original Thor props and update it, put the handle on right by making the right handle, scale it to be the right size. So that's what I'm going to be working on for this upcoming next week. This Wednesday's video is being edited right now. Ellis is upstairs editing the video as we speak. If you are a member of my Patreon, you'll be able to see it early tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to set it up as a premiere that'll be coming out on 10 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, Odin's Day. So Wednesday, June, whatever day that is. That's 29, 30, 29? June 29th. And at 10 a.m. Pacific time, please alter for your placement on this rock in space. And be a new video all about a lightsaber. And this is a custom lightsaber that I made up that isn't specifically from anything in particular other than, well, Star Wars. And I'm doing this in conjunction with Beyond Geek, and it's actually going to be a giveaway. So you're going to want to catch that video. You're going to want to jump over to the contest page that Beyond Geek is setting up. Don't worry, it's not a tricky contest. It's basically click a couple of things and say, yeah, you want to be part of it. And someone, somewhere, somehow is going to end up winning that lightsaber that you see on the screen that's going to be this week's video. I swear, honest. Plus, he has other prizes as well. That's the only prize that is a made prize. The other prizes are the entire Skywalker saga on 4K Blu-ray, and that sounds like, yeah, it's like, no, it's like a 27 disc special edition box set that was the only way to get all of them in one big box set. And then he's also got a pair of the now getting to be 6 years old blade builders, because we've used blade builders in the past for making lightsabers. But these are brand new in the box as the Obi-Wan and the Darth Vader blade builders, and that's also going to be one of the prizes. So there's 3 prizes going out to 3 people, and I don't think he's got that restricted to any particular country. I think, and I could be wrong, I think Beyond Geek is willing to ship those out anywhere. So definitely something to look into. And there's a Ryobi giveaway coming up as well. I'm in the process of trying to get that written. And that video will be coming out, but that one, the giveaway is only, because they'll be giving away tools again, giving away makers tools again. Like one of the new things they have, which is the, come here, there it is. Which is, in fact, I'm using this in the lightsaber build because, boy, did this help with gluing together stuff for the gluing together the Biscotti board, the soundboard, the thing that made the lightsaber be a lightsaber. Anyway, Ryobi is setting up a care package, a gift set with all those tools. I got to get that video done and out because that's taken a little longer than it should have to get finished. All right. Odin say onsdag in Wednesday in Danish, or it's for Wednesday. Nice. So is it onsdag or onsdag? Which how is the O pronounced? Is it O or un? Onsdag. Neat. Jerry Can Cosplay says, yeah, I'm really looking forward to Love and Thunder. Yeah, for sure. Okay, what I want to do, I'm going to walk around. I'm working with a small part, so I'm going to walk around, and if I set the focus assist on the camera, it's sort of like zooming in. So what I've got my pattern piece, which has all these dotted lines. These are the score lines that I'm supposed to be putting onto this little bit of foam. So I think I'm going to put a pencil line, if I can do nicely. This is my Tigers pencil, thank you guys. So I'll do a pencil line. And then, if I can, I won't cut past the pencil line. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Might. Fun part is building 2 packs, so everything gets to be done twice, which is okay. This is totally one of those things that I would be very happy to do with a, gotta remember where the camera's set. This is totally a laser cut type of a piece. Train! Alrighty. I'm completely eyeballing this. It's about 3 millimeters apart, I'm going to say. It's a little more than 2. 1/8 of an inch. Somewhere in that area. So probably should do is check the comments and see if somebody's got a story prompt that I can talk about while cutting everything. And something else I'm going to need to do is probably double check. Like before I start scoring the other piece, I'm going to want to take the heat gun to this and open it up to make sure that my blade is sharp enough that I don't have to like do it again. So I still have the laser cutter. I'm still going to be using it. In fact, next, not this week's prop. This week's prop is a lightsaber, which is mostly aluminum. Next week's is going to be all laser cut again, because that's part of making it interesting to me for basically rebuilding an old prop. But I have had some people on Discord express a mild concern over a reliance on the laser cutter that I've got, because that's not a tool that necessarily everybody has. So just kind of curious, are you guys concerned or worried that I may have an over-reliance on a machine that cuts the foam out for me? If you can, please let me know in the comments. That'll be a resistor once it's done. Oh, right. Just finished. Wow, I'm trying to catch up on the. We haven't had any comic book shop stories for a while. Oh, fair enough. No, you haven't. All right. Let me get something I can. What have I got as a comic book shop story? Come on, open up. Battery's dying. Wow, let's see. What have we got for comic shop stories? What's one that I haven't
told multiple times. Well, I know a lot of you probably know or might know. Working at the comic shop is how I met Ellis. So I used to work at a comic shop in Sacramento called Comics and Comics. They had a fairly large store in a mall called Birdcage Walk. And TSR decided that March was going to be Dragon Month. This is, what is this, 94? And so they put out a promotion saying that they wanted to see stores decorate themselves in a celebration of Dragon Month, and we're going to hold a contest. So I saw this and got excited, and having just finished a puppetry class at American River College, where I was using project foam or couch foam to make puppets, and I convinced the manager to let me build a pair of large red dragons that would be on display in the shop. And I was willing to foot the bill for it because if it won, I wanted to win, right? Because I knew from friends who had worked for Tower Records where they also would do in-store art to promote things, but they were a paid employee to do the art in the store with paid materials. So even though the record companies thought they were giving prizes to the artists, it was almost always claimed by the store, which never seemed fair to me. But now that I'm older, I guess, because they were, I guess. So I asked my manager, I asked Mike, hey, if I foot the bill for doing all this, would you mind if I set it in the stores? That can be a problem. And would you mind if, and if something comes about, right? Because there was like a cash prize. Anyway, Mike, of course, was happy because, oh, you want to build a display for my store. I don't have to pay for it. Yeah, go for it. I don't care. So I built these two large foam dragons. There was one that was on a big display thing that was like styrofoam. You glue it together, spritz it with acetone to make it gnarl up and look like old stone, and glued a bunch of lichen, that spongy moss stuff that you use for building, or used to anyway, for building trees for train tracks. And so this dragon was reclining on a large rock surrounded by Dungeons & Dragons products that were the treasure. And then there's a secondary one that was inspired by the dragon that's on the cover of the basic D&D box set at the time, which is a red dragon breaking through a wall. Did my own, it was artist's eye, it was horrible. It was fine. All I could see are the problems, because it didn't look exactly like their art. It was my interpretation of it, which was good. But anyway, so I got this large that he was attached to the wall with fake wall breaking from around him. He was supported by the T-bar ceiling. He was 7 feet up, so everybody could walk underneath him without a problem. And so he was coming through the wall to get the treasure the other dragon was sitting on. And then a couple other things happened in the store. Anyway, the put together one of the things the Tower artist talked about was when you want to enter a contest, you put together a binder of how stuff was made, what it looks like, what all happened on like the day. We set up a single day of D&D day, had a friend come in and teach people how to play, and did a Dungeons and Dragons day, right? It was middle of the month somewhere, and sent this whole binder off. Anyway, I got second place for the contest itself. So TSR awarded me second place. First place went to someone who did almost exactly the same thing, but better. So that didn't bother me at all. But and so it was a cash prize for second place as well. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as the owner of the comic shop, not the manager, but the owner of the chain, it's like, oh, really, that happened? Oh, that's great. And he starts talking about how he's going to spend the money. And Mike interrupted him and said, no. Odin paid for everything. This was all out of his pocket because he wanted to win if we could win. And it was Mark and Mike. Mark was the owner. Mark stopped and went, what, really? Oh, cool. And then that was the end of it. Mark didn't want didn't want it anymore. It was like, that was, for an employee of a comic shop, the amount of money they gave out was really, it was a month's wages. It was nice. So how does all that bleed into Ellis? Well, these two dragons sat in the store for probably a year and a half. But Ellis saw them early on, while everything was still there, while because the reclining dragon disappeared, right? Anyway, saw these dragons, came in early one morning, was looking at these, surprised by these giant dragons, walked up to one of the other guys that was working, because I usually closed. And what's this? And it's like, well, these are dragons, and explains it. And, well, who made them? And, well, Odin made them. Of course, having never met me, it's like, what? What do you mean Odin made them? Ellis waited hours for me to actually get to work, and then talk to me my entire shift. And then we went out and had dinner after I got off that night, and I got off work. And yeah. And that's how I met my wife. I built dragons in a comic shop. Oh, yeah. Plus, I won. So I won twice. And Ellis is upstairs right now working on this week's video. So here we are these many years later. All because I made foam red dragons. Let me do the heat gun thing. So I'm sure all of you are aware of this already, but you take a piece of foam and you score it with a knife and do a whole bunch of fine lines. So I didn't cut all the way through. I did in a couple because I wasn't careful. Jesus, wow, I was talking. I really cut through most of these. So you're not supposed to cut all the way through. And then you come along with a heat gun and you heat up the foam, and, well, it causes it to Frito chip, but it makes the surface of the foam shrink a little bit. It makes all the lines open up. And so I get a little more of a grid work. This is what the foam, so it doesn't shrink as much as HD foam, or nearly as much as craft foam, but it does work. So I've got a piece of tile down because of how often I have used the heat gun on my cutting mats and caused this one specifically to bubble and warp. So have a piece of tile that hopefully will help minimize that. So let me come back to, hi everyone, put my piece of tile away before I drop it and break it. And I'm done with this part, so I can mark it off. Now I get to figure out where this is supposed to go. But specifically, a $5 super chat popped in from Chase Whokill. And which Ghostbusters guys do you recommend I talk to for the Medigun tech? Gotcha. Yeah, the Medigun. Actually, right here in chat is Bryce, B-R-Y-C-E, Bryce New. He's working on Ghostbusters stuff, and since Bryce, Chase is trying to make the Medigun backpack from Team Fortress 2, which looks like a oversized Proton Pack with a giant pipe that comes off the bottom of it. And if I remember right, I could be remembering wrong, the wand that the Meditech uses is a giant thing that's slung under his arm, and so it's this, like, you know, wave effect. You know, it's a cannon that shoots health, and so we can run around and heal his teammates. And the guy wears I think this is all from memory. I could be wrong. wears a lab coat and black gloves. Kind of looks like a friendly version of Dr. Horrible, and has this giant pack that he's running around with. Which I could be also confusing the pack with the. You only see it in art in Portal, but the Aperture Science had the Aperture Science tunneling device, which was this giant backpack, and it kind of had that same type of look. So I could be confusing it, but anyway, Bryce Chase is trying to figure out the electronics on how to make this thing light up and do. So I figure Ghostbusters guys are some of the best guys to ask about how to make a backpack light up and do. New Zealand clay artist can't watch this live stream for long. He's got to go to school. That's all right. Happy Tuesday to you, New Zealand clay artist. I assume you're in New Zealand. It's exciting to me to get to talk to somebody on the other side of the date line. That's pretty cool. Vexicus is, again, letting us know you almost finished his Infinity Gauntlet. PASRP Fire Department. I've been building my Proton Pack today, trying to hang it on the wall. Nice. Oh, Chase popped in with another $10 super chat. Also, for the love of all that's nerdy, please watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I made a whole episode inspired by you on the stone mask for the Phantom Blood. I would love to see you make a sand arrow. Oh, a stand arrow. I am being bribed to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I suppose I'm going to have to actually do that. Thank you very much, Chase. I appreciate that. Hellboy RP, love the work. Thank you, Hellboy. And Raven's Workshop is reminding me that I actually need to promote myself on my live stream. So everyone, welcome to the Odin Makes live stream. And the live stream actually starts early. I moved the live stream over to being a public stream at noon. The stream starts at about 11:15, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. And it's set private at that point. It's set up as an unlisted stream that only my members of Patron and Discord can see. So if you want to get in early on that live stream, if you want to be able to see Wednesday's video on Tuesday, you're going to be able to do that this week. Definitely please go check out patreon.com/Odin Makes and join at any tier level. Any of those levels will get you early access to the live stream, early access to the weekly videos when they're finished early. And this week's will be finished early. And it's got a contest, so getting in early is kind of a good thing. Please check out that. Now, in addition to that, at the $5 level, you get access to our private Discord. And this is where most of my communication with my Patreon members happen. And Felicia's on that Discord. Joe's on the Discord. Ellis lurks on the Discord. So you'll be able to talk to all of us. And that's just the $5 level, gets you access to the private Discord. And then there's one more level, there's two more levels, but there's one more level that actually offers something, and that's the Minecraft access. And so if you do the Minecraft access, you also get all those other things, plus access to the private Minecraft server where we've just been building away. It's a peaceful server. People are just building big things. Shady's got a huge multi-style village that he's been building, as well as X-Wings and giant statues of characters. Stupid Monkey and I built a zoo where we've been running around and collecting all the different monsters that are naturally occurring within Minecraft. A big thing that Stupid Monkey and I agreed on as far as restriction, didn't want to be able to use mod superpowers to create monsters just on the spot. Instead, we're actually going out and capturing from the wild, like the jerks we are, and dragging back to a cage these naturally occurring monsters. And we've got like phantoms and all sorts of things I didn't expect to be able to have caught in a zoo. It's kind of fun, I think. Anyway, if you want to check all that out, please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes. Now I've got this done. Bryce is saying, Chase, hook me up on Facebook. Be happy to talk with you. There you go. And then who was the other guy that was talking about that? Oh, the fire department, the PASRP fire department. I have no idea which what acronym that does, but so you have multiple guys, one of whom is already excited to talk to you, that can help you out with getting your health pack built. Can I make Grimlock's sword from Fall of Cybertron? Possibly. I'm not looking at doing that right now. This next, I got 2 swords that I'm looking at doing. One of them, 100% for sure, Berserk's sword, the Dragon Slayer sword, Guts' Berserk sword. I want to do that. Stupid Monkey, again, sent me some broken hockey sticks. That'll be the perfect core for making that sword. And then I'm getting a lot of requests to do Gord, the God Killer's sword. And I'm finally seeing some detailed pictures of it. I saw some pictures from the red carpet event, and I can actually see what the sword looks like. That'd be very interesting. That's a very skinny, long, lightweight sword. So that's one of those swords that it'll probably be okay, but I'm going to have to get a graphite tube and try and make sure it doesn't do the wobble thing. One of the things that bugged me more than anything else with Aquaman's tried it and Merida's tried it, because I made them both. Anyway, the two is the tines just wiggle, and there's nothing I can do to stop that from happening. And that's also why I don't really want to make the Fable sword, and I really don't want to make Soul Calibur, because those also are 2 swords that are basically tuning forks with 2 parallel things that go out that don't touch, and they're as foam, they're just going to do this. And it's really hard for me to get past the wiggle that it's not supposed to be doing. And then, of course, I see Man-at-Arms made Soul Calibur, right? They actually made the sword from steel in a way that it could be used. Guess what it did? So it's not just foam. Well, I failed that. It says, cut score lines across piece 52, following the dotted lines. Did that. Try to make sure you don't cut all the way through the foam when you do this. Failed that. Heat piece 52 with a heat gun to open up the score lines. Before 52 cools, wrap it around a thick marker to help it hold a round shape. Whatever. Glue piece 53 onto the end of piece 52, giving it a dome shape. Oh, gotcha. And glue that piece to the flat side of the grain elevator about such and such from the top. Oh, okay. I just saw piece 53. Got those. Another one of those parts that would definitely be benefited by laser cutting, because they would all be consistent. These are pretty good. All right. So I'm going to break out my precision rotary tool, and I'm going to clean up these arcs a little bit, because apparently I am to glue 52. Yeah, look at that. It fits and everything. Oh, yeah, okay. You know, what is this? Can I do that? I've deviated from the instructions plenty enough times. I've got some hemisphere, some half-round dowels from HD Foam. So if these guys are 15 millimeter, or they're not 20. Oh, they're 20. They're a little more than 10 tall, right? Yeah, so I'll need to glue a piece of 6 onto the back of a piece of 20. And then, yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna have to walk off screen so I can find my stuff. I think it's right over here. I always like to joke about how walking around in my shop is a lot like looking for the Ark of the Covenant. It's not quite that bad, but I've actually got a path I can walk around in. HD Foam is available from Blick Art Materials. If you check out Blick Arts online and purchase about 3 rolls of HD Foam, you'll qualify for free shipping anywhere in the United States. Thank you very much, and thank you, HD Foam. Let's see. 20 millimeter. And a piece of 6 that's not completely filthy. So what I'm going to want to do is cut myself. No, I don't want to cut myself. What I want to do is I'm going to cut myself some foam. Let's do the full sentence here because you were saying something very different. Train. So a while ago in the live streams, we had Train Cam. Train Cam was set up because being working on broadcast television, the sound of the train going by always bothered me. It was always it felt like it would be an issue that the train noise is going by, and that would be something to have concern over. It turns out with the live stream, no one cares, which is great. That made it a whole lot easier. But I used to set up a camera so we could see the train go by because it was a lot of fun to quote "Stand by me" and yell out "Train." Thank you, Raven, for starting that. But after a while, I think what happened is it got cold, and opening up the 14-inch hole in the side of the wall that I was able to put the train cam out of just wasn't practical to do anymore. This isn't a full... Oh yeah, I haven't opened this packet yet. Okay, it's open now. It wasn't practical to stick the camera at the side of the building anymore. What also ended up happening was my friend Sean Cash over at Try to Finish Something channel. Come on back. He ended up needing a camera. His main camera died on him. So what I was using as a train cam, Sean now has, and he's using it for his main cam. So I'm not going to be putting train cam back up anytime soon. But I don't mind. I'm glad that I'm totally happy to help Sean and get him equipment so he's able to get. I'm going to overcut this. I should have done that to begin with. Happy to help Sean get stuff going. Let me just do a bunch of super cuts here. Sorry about that. So what I've got, we got part 52, which I've done the score lines in and heated with the heat gun, which caused it to turn into a potato chip a little bit. But the idea is this is supposed to bend, over, Chris said to bend it over a marker to help it cool. It's supposed to bend over something in order to get this filter look that gets attached to the grain elevator. He has part 53 that I'm supposed to glue the piece to, which works wonderful. But I was thinking instead of doing that to make the doghouse, I could just glue it to this and then add some 6mm foam on the bottom and get the same thing, but it would be solid. So that's what I'm currently working on. So I will end up not using part 53, which is good because I dropped one on the floor. It's lost forever. Nope, don't look, it's gone. I'm still going to just overcut these. And I'll trim down the sides to fit. There we go. So now I'm going to glue these down, and that should make it the same height. Yeah, that is nearly identical to 53. Do I want to add anything else to it? I might want to add a piece of 2mm and make this a little bit bigger. HD foam is not available in an 8mm thickness. It only comes in 2, 4, 6, and 10. This is the 6mm, so I'm going to go find a little piece of 2mm, glue it on top of this to make it 8, and then I can glue the half round on top of it, and that should end up being exactly the same size as my crappy cutout number 53. Oops. No, I need camera 1. You're the one with my face. Okay. So many things from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Bernie Davis, don't cut yourself, Bernie. Stepped on something sharp. It's got a gash in your foot. That's not cool. Oh, Jerry can cosplay. Everyone went to bed at Jerry's house. He's got some time to himself. Sweet. Okay, I need to go over there. No, it's there where I've got my box of foam scraps and find a piece of 2 mil. Welcome back, guard. Could I make the Caliburn sword from Sonic and the Black Knight? It's possible. Yeah, there's Artman. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've come into one of these live streams. Thank you, Artman 2019. Austin Lips is asking where Felicia is. She is downtown today, so she is once again not able to be here. Here, I can just do that. I'll use 2 pieces of 4, same difference. Talked about getting a piece of 2 mil. I'll just do 2 pieces of 4. We honestly thought she'd make it in today, but not able to make it in today. Will probably be in next week, even though for us in the States, next week is 4th of July and effectively a holiday. I need to refill my, in fact, I can do that here in just a second. So let me talk to somebody that none of you know who was here. Not too long ago, I was starting to do a bunch of scoring on these little tiny parts that required some attention, and I couldn't really talk to anyone. And somebody asked for, I said, hey, is there a story prompt you want to hear? And somebody says, you haven't given us a comic book story in a long time. So I said, oh, okay, what's a good comic shop story that I've got?
Good comic shop story.
What's a good comic shop story?
Good comic shop story.
So I told them about how I made a pair of dragons and how I met my wife.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the thing.
So everyone, this is Ellis. Ellis, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
I know some of you know Ellis, and I know that you lurk on the Discord, so it is possible to. A little. But, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Very cool. I built foam.
Hey, it was really beautiful foam. What
Thank you.
was really cool is at the time you were also working very diligently on 3 costumes that were Gwar costumes, pretty much at that same time. Not when you were building the dragons, but when I had seen them and we met.
Right, because Gwar was very much a Halloween thing, and I remember, if I remember right, Dragon Month was March. Right. Or April, maybe it was April, but yeah.
Right, so it was somewhere there early fall that I had noticed them, and then we started seeing each other, and then you were building those Gwar costumes, and apparently there are photos of your Gwar costumes online that people have said are actually Gwar.
Yes.
And it's not, it's your costume.
It's my costume, yes. I have found one of those, and I let the guy know and showed him the expanded picture. And I let him, I don't care that you got it, I just want to let you know, that's not actually slave fit.
That's amazing, that's amazing.
Did I tell you that Chris, he was a member of Slave Fit, has contacted me a couple years ago. So Slave Fit is the company that makes all the stuff for Gwar. Slave Fit Incorporated is that's what makes the effects, makes the monsters, mixes up the saltwater blood they spray in the audience. Anyway, Chris got a hold of me and let me know that he really enjoyed my channel, and he often shows Odin Makes to members of Slave Fit for how they can do things.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so good. That is so good.
That is amazingly full circle.
So great. So great. Yeah, I do have some regrets of not doing the slave woman costume.
Right.
But, I mean.
It's all right.
it is what it is.
Right.
I'm a lot less shy now that I'm not quite so young. And it is what it is.
Slamenstra is not. Yeah. One leg's covered, one arm is covered.
Got a big wig.
Yeah, and I just wasn't prepared for that.
Right.
And now I'm like, oh, you idiot. Because like most people, I looked at myself then and I was like, oh no, shame. And now I look at myself back then and I think, oh, you idiot. You were so much more perfect than you thought you were. We all feel that way when we get older, all of us.
Right.
But yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Good times.
Good times. So I told my favorite comic shop story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good times. You
Yep.
know, and I remember us working on the Death of Superman.
Right.
Coffin cover, like the whole elaborate, like beautiful.
So I was working at the comic shop when Doomsday and the Death of Superman happened,
Yeah.
right? This was again, I think this was 94. I think it was just like, it wasn't, or was it 95?
No. This
no,
is
it's 93?
a lot. I don't know. This is way earlier than
It's
that.
right in there. Was it earlier than that? Oh, maybe it is earlier than that. Maybe it's
It's
91 or
earlier than
92.
that.
So
It's
whenever the
earlier
Death
than
of Superman
that.
came out, that's when this happened.
Early 90s.
And again, the comic shop. There was the one in Sacramento, and then we had another one in Berkeley. There was actually 8 total of Comics and Comics, but these two wanted to do a thing. They wanted to have an event. They wanted to do, because the two guys that ran those two were really good friends. So in Berkeley, they actually rented a real nice, good-looking coffin because they were able to get one from a playhouse easily, right? So they had a legit coffin. In Sacramento, the best that we could scrounge up was a casket, right?
It was this wooden piece of garbage. It had a great shape, but it was
yeah,
it was
it
trash.
had that classic, hangman's Western coffin. It was a Halloween prop. So for the Sacramento one, it was a form-fitting red satin, so it wasn't real satin. It was the cheap version, ruffled cover that went over it that had the Superman logo that I embroidered by using the large stitch on my sewing machine. And so this draped over that coffin. And then for the one in Berkeley, I made this oversized Superman cape. So it had the ruffles and it had the embroidered thing in the back. If Superman wore that cape, he had to be like 7 feet tall. I think it was way too big. I had a friend that used it as a curtain for years. And you really helped me stay on track to get those done because I was too scatterbrained and flighty to get that done on time.
Nothing new 30 years later.
Okay, fair enough. But that was fun. And what Mike gave you the entire Grendel series, right?
No. Mage the Hero Discovered.
Oh, excuse me.
Mage the Hero Discovered graphic novels. I really wanted them in a nice, concise collection, and he gave me those. And then it was 20 years before Matt Wagner ever did Mage the Hero Defined. So, or was it 10?
No, it was like 20 years. Yeah,
it was like 20 years or something crazy like that. But
oops.
now I own them all in smaller graphic novels, but I still have those big ones somewhere around the house. They're,
I think
the covers are falling off because
they're graphic novels.
Bound,
I think they're with a lot of the other books that we've got. They're boxed up currently, but.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go get back on my editing. I just need to stretch my legs.
That happens.
Say hi to the fans because I need to get over my camera shyness if we're gonna be doing this Leia costume thing.
Right, which will happen. Whenever Felicia manages to get back in the shop again. Right. Can't be upset with her. So
we're all very busy people. So.
Yes, definitely. All right.
Well, enjoy your time with your fans. Enjoy your
time
with Odin. And I'll see you next time.
It's Alice. So I'm laughing. Steve D is saying when Felicia's not available, Ellis should co-host. Ellis doesn't spend that much time in the shop. Ellis comes down to do editing, but I don't know if Ellis would have time to come down. Well, I guess it's only when Felicia can't be here, so it's not like every week. Ellis is coming down every week to edit, but it's.
I am very grateful that Ellis was happy to take up the mantle of editing and keeping that kind of work within the family. That was very, very cool. Ooh, that's hot. I go through all this effort to do this in a way that doesn't follow the instructions, and watch me not do it right. Fail at getting it put together. PJC 2.0, actually, there's more, but PJC 2.0 says, hey Odin, there's one version of Thor's hammer you haven't made. The version from the PlayStation video game. You've only made the movie version, both from the game and film. Versions look different. Sure. Now, I'm going to infer that you're only talking about the MCU versions of Mjolnir, because there's more. I like the God of War one. Hasn't happened yet, but I like the God of War one. And then there's that crazy one from the Ragnarok anime that's like the size of a bus. Yeah, happy to look into it. And there's more. I mean, I could make, the Throg Mjolnir, because doesn't he have a little tiny one? You know, there's, if I remember right, that was the name of the Thor frog, who had a little cameo appearance in the Loki television series. But yeah, no, I like Mjolnir, and I like the idea of making more in the future. So, not going to say no. So I've got the parts cut down. Now I'm just cutting some of the excess foam off. Some of this is easier than others. Man, I'm going to use the bandsaw real quick. Sorry that once again, it's not the it's not the most exciting of streams. I'm going to go off camera and use power tools. That's one. That's a two. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Okay. Don't have a train cam. I should set up a bandsaw cam, especially if I'm doing this solo anymore, which there isn't a plan to be solo all the time. It's 1 o'clock. Well, there was no packages to open today. Nothing new that I saw, although it sounds like from the Onolith that I need to be checking my P.O. box. I haven't been able to get out there because the post office closes before I get home. The doors, the lobby, closes before I can get home. So hopefully there's a package out there. I'll try and get out there maybe tomorrow or Wednesday and see if I can't get that out of the P.O. box. But we had a visit from Ellis, and that was pretty cool. I like that. Here we goes again, and that's loud. Sorry. I'm going to use bandsaw real quick. Evil laugh. Bradley, yep, you got the remainder of it right. So Walker Industries is asking Artman 2019 about foam chainmail. Is that like mini foam dowels made in the chains? No, I don't have any here with me. Ben Eady and the Foam Armory have created a way of making chainmail from foam. It was a long piece of foam that was cut into a specific shape that it's kind of like this flat spring. And then if you loop each one through each other, you end up getting the chainmail looking fall. The way when you do a 4-in-1 chainmail pattern where you get a single ring and you do 4 rings on it, and then that connects to a single ring that's got 4 rings on it. I believe that's called a 4-in-1 chainmail. When it lays down, all the parts kind of fall to one side or another and you get a specific look. It's a very common chainmail that I saw at the SCA. It's also a traditional real chainmail, but it's one of the easier ones to do, and it's not a double ring and it's not a riveted ring, and oh, there's a rabbit hole. So you can purchase these in sheets. They're pre-cut. You just pop them out, and then feed them together. We made the Witcher armor using this chainmail, and now he's got a scale mail as well. So it's the same thing, but instead of it just being a ring, there's actually like a scallop scale, a dragon scale that comes off of it. That looks really cool. And what's nice is it moves right. They're not individual links, but when you put it on, it flexes over you. The stuff separates and moves the way it's supposed to. It is the best looking foam chainmail that I've seen, which I haven't seen a whole lot. But as far as an idea and how easy it is to do, because it still takes time. Chainmail's, fiddly. It's a bunch of little stuff. But it is way easier to put together this foam chainmail than it is to put together metal chainmail, even split ring, not split ring, but lock washers. I've made lock washer chainmail. So a lock washer is a flat metal washer that's made like a spring where it's got a cut and the two ends don't meet. They come together, they're a little offset. And the idea is when you tighten that with a nut over a screw, it's forcing pressure onto that nut so it doesn't rattle off as easily. Well, you can force lock washers open and do chainmail with them and close them back up again. And it's actually really smooth because the manufactured lock washers don't have all the burrs that you get when you're cutting individual lengths of chainmail, even when you're doing it out of aluminum. The foam is still way easier. So yeah, anyway, foam chainmail, it's a real thing. Foamarmory.com. Gotcha. Bryce, thank you for coming in and helping out with parts. And the fact that it's super freaking light. Yes, Artman, exactly. The fact that your finished chainmail weighs nothing because it's foam. If Felicia was here, she would talk about chainmail because of how often both working in a comic shop and working with Smosh had to deal with chainmail. So she's worked with real chainmail made from steel. She's worked with real chainmail made from aluminum. She's worked with plastic chainmail because you can actually order links of plastic chainmail from overseas that you can then glue together. And of course, there's the classic Hollywood spray paint macrame silver, because chainmail's kind of macrame. Out of all of it, she prefers the foam. I mean, for someone who's played with all those other styles, and her preference is for a costume and for ease of use is foam. Okay. I don't think I was poisoning Felicia's ideas there. This is I think I got more done before I went public than after, but that's okay. So now that I've got my doghouse made, Oh, I can't put that totally away yet. I've only painted the doghouse part. Now I've got to put glue in the back of the decorative part. Where are we at? Oh, good. I got plenty of time. I'll be able to get this put on. Obviously, I can't paint contact cement and talk at the same time. This takes too much brain power. No, actually, what it is talking takes too much brain power. So how many of you are artist types that think visually? How many of you, when you're building something, you're visualizing specifically how the parts are going to go together, how they're going to relate to each other, how they're going to stack up, how they're going to need to be cut, and then someone's asking you what you're doing, and you got to take all that information and somehow cram it into an English sentence, or whichever language you want to use. Yeah. Oh, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. I got snot all over my fingers. Yeah, I do. I speak with my hands a lot. Pretty much, yeah. Bradley C. is asking if I'll ever make a foam Ryobi drill, maybe double size. I need to talk to Ryobi, not about the drill necessarily, but a couple of streams ago, we had a crazy idea about a Ryobi-inspired piece of power armor. So I wouldn't say no. Bernie Davis draws the thing first, then go from there. Yes, I definitely enjoy drawing stuff out. I do. Depending on what I'm doing, there's a lot of stuff I do strictly mentally because I'm copying something from a movie, so I have a base idea to begin with, and I can break it down mentally and get the parts that I want. But I do also draw things out, especially when I'm trying to figure out what the scale is. And I will draw it out either on the computer or with a pencil, and that way I can also belch on camera. Hello, T. That way I can also make a lot of notes and call out problems that I see coming because of how the parts are going to have to stack together, right? Like the Groot stick that makes up the handle for Stormbreaker is going to be partially these half rounds like the ones I just glued here, so those can go flat against the PVC pipe or the wooden handle, whichever I'm going to use. That's going to be the main grip for Stormbreaker. But then there needs to be a couple that are full round that go on top of it in order to get kind of that whole look. Maybe even that may not be right. I might need to cut out pieces and then spend some time rounding them over. I really need to look at that specifically to see how it is. Now, if you want to see somebody make a Stormbreaker, Steve over at SKS Props, back when Endgame was in the theaters, made a Stormbreaker. He made one from HD Foam, just a giant one with a right Groot stick. It was done the way it looks in the movie, because I made my first one before the movie came out, and so I was going off what the toy had, and I ended up making the wrong stick. And because I was trying to look at all the action poses of the toy and then try to change the perspective of the images to figure out what the size of everything was. My initial blade was too small, the hammer was too big, and then all that got changed when Chris changed which prop he wanted to use on set anyway. So I actually want to use the one that we see on screen now. So it'll be one of the, yet another build where I'm going to be redoing one of my old builds. And I'll be using a laser to do it, so I'll be using lightning to make the God of Thunder's weapon. Gamer5 Studio says, hey Odin, do you have any ideas for a helmet? Yeah, it's really cool when you make a helmet that fits your head. I might have missed part of what the question is. It might be if I'm working on the Mighty Thor's helmet. Kind of want to, but I'm not sure how many Mighty Thor props I want to do in a row. I mean, I kind of don't care. I think I did 3 or 4 Loki props when Loki came out because Loki's cool. So yeah, I might do if I do the Thor's helmets. I like the Thor helmet from the first movie, the one that looks like the one from the toy, that looks like the one from the comic, the one that didn't stay on Chris's head. That's why they ditched it early in the movie. Was it was top heavy and it wouldn't stay on. It was a problem. I like the Mighty Thor's helmet, Jane Foster's helmet. That one is a practical helmet that could actually be worn. The new Thor helmet that I'm seeing in the trailers is big, which is okay. But that's yeah. I don't plan on making that. If it comes down to making a large, oversized helmet that somebody can't wear, I still have interest in making Thor's gladiator helmet from Ragnarok. That would be massive. Not going to happen anytime soon. But that was, yeah. I have interest in that. Okay. There we go. So I'm aligning. I have a decent shot. Kinda. This is still probably the best shot. Let's go back to 4 because that's the one that's got focus assist. So I've got my doghouse shape. I got my half round shape. That's basically the cleaner version of this. I'm not worried about the ends meeting because I'm going to cut them down to match the red one when I'm done. So that's the same size. And I've got the bottom edge lined up with the bottom edge. And then I want to hopefully carefully work it around. And it overhangs. Oh, but that's okay. I'll just trim it. And it, because it's interesting, I look at it and it bulges in the center because there's this opening. So the foam is a continuous piece, right? So from here to here is the same volume of material as it is through the center. But there's all these lines that have opened up. Even though I shrank the top a little bit, there's still more space than there was foam. So as I look at it, I can see that it actually bulges in the center as it goes over. But don't care, happy with that. Let's glue the other one on. And glue it on correctly. You know, I want it to, did I screw that up? Oh, did I screw that up? Does that go this way? Does it go the other way? Does it go this way? Oh, do I have to start over? Did I screw up? Where's the video? The bomb from Mario would be pretty cool. Thank you, Bagman. No, that wasn't Bagman who said it. That was Richard Stroh. Going back. So I'm now watching Chris's video and he's cutting it. I should have done this before I glued that one together. And nope. Well, no. He's doing the heat thing. He's setting it on a marker. And oh, look at that. I think I did put it on the wrong way. He's got 53. And I did. Okay, well. I now have a, that's what you get for not looking at the instructions and just going for it as if you know what you're doing. So what did I do wrong? Let's go back to camera 4. I've got this set so all the vent lines are running lengthwise. Incorrect. They're supposed to go across. That fits completely differently. So that's the way it's supposed to go. So correct, incorrect. So I get to pick another one of these. All right, that's fine. I got a part that I can set aside and have in my bits box, something I can use at some point in the future. So okay, that's the 6. That's the 6. Oh, I threw it all away. Do Do I have enough 4 left over? I do not. All right. Are you ready for more bandsaw? Are you ready for more heat gun? Here we go again. Okay, do all that. I had my number 52. It's gonna want to go this way. So we're here. Here, yeah. That's about as good as it gets. That's a little too tight. I don't like that. What are you talking about, Odin? The piece I cut is exactly half, and I'm not happy with that. I'd rather cut a piece that's larger than I need, so I can cut it down to fit what I need. Oops, you're off camera. Oh, I'm not even using that take. Okay. So, how often do I glue things on incorrectly? How often do I remember something 90 degrees out of whack after immediately saying I like to just picture stuff in my head? More often than I probably care to admit. It happens. Oh well. There it is. I threw it. I'm having fun throwing stuff. So I just need a piece of this again. Okay, got that. I need a bit of 2 mil. I've got some floating around here. Just have to walk off and go and get it. Hopefully not too far. This is suddenly becoming harder to find than I thought it would. Huh. So for whatever reason, I am centered on trying to, or I'm focused, my desire is to find more of the same red What the Foam 2mm foam, because then the materials are the same. There's the piece. Thought I had my test piece for laser cutting. So I can use this. Aliar says, I feel like the sword or the eye in it is staring into my soul. It probably is. What is this? Schultz Division. Well, gotta go, guys and gals. Remember to leave a like in the stream, and I'll talk to you next time. Waves goodbye and kisses us good night. Schultz, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that. Go off streaming screen again for the 16th time. hey, come back next week when I'm streaming by myself again, and I'll never be on screen. No, that's probably not going to happen. But I'll be going off screen again because I'm going to go over and use the bandsaw one more time. But I'll try to. I can either mute the mic or turn it down. Vexicus, you trying to make fun of me like I'm not a professional? Wait, I'm not getting paid. Well, kind of I am, but... Where it is? There it is. Wow, right on top of it. No wonder I couldn't see it. Cut a new piece. Score a new piece. Try harder this time to not cut all the way through. Good luck on that. It's in the long way, right? Yeah. Going off screen, changing a camera to focus assist so I can get in closer. Nope, that's a bad shot. That's up in space. That's not going to work. All right, never mind. We're stuck with camera 4 if we want to do that. Imagine if Odin made the eye and the sword able to move. That would be really cool. That is a possibility, but it is unlikely. To retrofit that would be almost as much work as just doing it again. So probably not going to happen. In fact, Daniel Knight says, hey, why don't I make a prop that shoots bombs out? Well, yeah, Daniel, go for it. I'll read that as you're saying and it sounds like a great idea. And now a word from the bandsaw. Ricky White says, hi, watching from a closet at work. Hey, Ricky, thank you for stealth watching. I get it. That'll cut through easily. There we are. So I get to do this all over again. What happens if I do that? Am I on the right camera? Oh, I'm even on the right camera. That's amazing. Very quiet. It's because it takes a lot of brain power to cut straight lines. It's because it's almost 2 o'clock and I'm ready for lunch, which means my brain isn't working anymore. Last time I had a pair, there we are, and a piece of scrap. So I'm running into a problem where I don't have enough foam left to support the ruler, right? It wants to fall. I'm exaggerating because it's not that far, it's only 2 millimeter, but this is really bad when it's 10 millimeter. So I'm just gonna put a scrap piece of foam behind the piece I'm trying to work on, which gives me a way to support the ruler, and I'll actually be able to keep cutting without having a big change to how the ruler is gonna fit on the table. Yeah, one more, then that's going to be it. Now I could do something a little different, and that is I could glue this on first and then hit it with a heat gun. And I'm curious, do I want to do that? Yeah, pretty much I do. So I'm going to do that. Where is it? Perfect. Okay. This is going on thick. I need to top off and refill my glue pot. There's that. So these are the two pieces of 4mm that I had glued together earlier. Way more than I need. Hair. Fiber. That may not be hair. That looks more like fiber. Doesn't look. It could be hair. Remember how I put the tile down before because I didn't want to hit my cutting mat with the heat gun? Yeah, I remember doing that too. It's a good idea to do that. Oh, I dropped it. No, no, let go. No, no. Okay, that'll live. All right. I'm going to hit mute. I'm going to use the bandsaw, which means you're not going to have any audio at all. Okay, well, yeah, I'll just hit mute. Was that better? Was that not as loud? Except for my yelling part? Okay, so I got my new piece done. So I've got all the excess stuff trimmed off. There we go. Yeah, that's hot. Finally I had inner peace and now it's gone. So based off of Ali R's inner peace request, how about if I set up a nice 3-hour live stream that has, we can turn the microphone on so you can hear the train when it goes by, but it'll just be an empty shot for like 3 hours. How's that? Sound like fun? I think I can do that. I think I can handle doing that for a live stream. That sounds like a great April Fool's live stream. And now coming to you live from Odin Shop, it's Odin Shop. Okay. Whole reason I did this was because I glued my first one together with the bars going lengthwise, but I want them to go cross. So I need to make darn sure with my second one, I'm putting them on correctly. That one came up way short. Oh, it's about way short on that one too. Okay. Yep, actually, it would have been better if they were just 6. That's okay. Well, I should leave that on still, I guess. Alrighty. So this is a bandsaw cut. This isn't a. This has got me worried, but you know, I think I'm just going to not care. I need to see how this attaches to the grain elevator specifically. I'm not quite sure where this goes on the grain elevator. I'm under the impression it goes here, but I don't know. I'll need to go double check that with the video. But I made 8-inch rise down here, and then this perfect round. It ends up being about 3 millimeters short, so 6 would have been probably right, but I think that's because I bent it the wrong way. See, when I do it the incorrect way, it fits better. So I'll figure it out. Sorry, I don't have a camera pointed at the bandsaw. Okay, so I've got the ends cut in the bandsaw so they're all flush and nice. Yeah, cut the extra stuff off. So I got my 2 parts. Now I need to kick over to the Lost Wax video to see exactly how that attaches to the grain elevator. But before I kick over, let's make sure I'm not missing anything here. Richard's giving a great idea for how to handle this nobody in the shop stream. It says, just put a sign that says out to lunch, be back in 5 minutes, then come back and acting like you just started the stream. The resistor will be on the long flat end, Odin. That's what I'm getting told by Bernie Davis. So to be sure I understand, you want me to put it here. Is that what it is? Am I doing that right? So it's not down here, but it's at the top. Okay. Groot Grusin, man, you're still on? Oh, hey, by the way, hello, Groot. Welcome to the stream. Yep. Bandsaw noises from Space Pirate Captain Rush. Walker Industries, thank you, Bernie Davis. Oh, nice. Yep. Yes, there are. Yes, I'm agreeing with Richard Stroh says that I had no idea that there were terms for the different Proton Pack parts. Yeah, me too. It makes sense, of course there is, but alrighty. It bugs me that I've got a hole. I can just cut it down. It's just me going off camera again. So between the two parts, I definitely liked gluing it on flat and then opening up with the heat gun, as opposed to opening up with the heat gun first and then gluing it on. This one, because the thin foam warped a little, it's sticking differently. It pokes out on the top. This is a much neater looking piece. No, I don't want to make a fourth one, so this one's just going to be stuck on. But Strict Aphid is asking if I'll make a Ryobi hot glue gun out of foam. The only term I remember is cyclotron. I'm not sure if I'll make an actual Ryobi tool. I mean, I could. Say, if Ryobi, if you're watching, is there a tool that you want to see made specifically? A couple of streams ago, we talked about maybe making a bit of power armor as if Ryobi made it. And that was an idea that I liked. But it's all possible. Let me click over. He told me, I'm pretty sure I know where it's going. Oh, okay. Oh, that goes there. Oh, interesting. That is not where I thought I was going to go at all. Good thing I'm watching Chris's video. That goes there and that goes there. Okay. So what I'm seeing is he's got it. Not here, but it's going to go here. So that means I can turn it to go down. So this goes in the back at about where this is. And then there's a couple more parts, pardon me, that go here. So I need to do those. $55, $54, $54, $55, and we're going all the way through. Okay. as Felicia likes to joke, we must be crafting. We're being quiet. Wow, that's a lot. Alrighty. I'm not excited by how thick the glue is getting in the glue pot. Something you get used to playing with is seeing the consistency of the glues and what it is that you're working with. So the glue pot is an item that is refillable. I think a couple of times on streams I've refilled it. I don't think I've ever done it in a video. I might have. Doesn't seem like something I would do. So what I need to do is put a piece of paper down. Might move this guy. That'll be fine. When the time comes, that'll be fine. So, show you guys how I fill my glue pot. Now, this was surprising to me that when I got to talk to Evil Ted when we went and did the Makers Con in Oklahoma City, that he doesn't do it this way. He was still using basically like a ladle or a cup to scoop it out and fill it in, and scoop it out and fill it in. What I mean by that is the contact cement that both of us use comes in a paint can. So when you open it up, you actually can reach inside and scoop out glue. It's always nice when you glue the lid on. Can's getting empty. Glued the lid on a few times. There we go. So inside, that's an exciting angle. We've got our contact cement, and it's nice and runny. But inside of the pot, because it's been sitting out for a little while and getting used, it's actually a lot thicker. You can't really tell from the angle. It's like, but it's, trust me, what's in here is thicker than what's in the pail. So what I want to do is transfer from this to this, and what Ted does is literally reaches into the cup and scoops it out. You can get these at paint stores. These things just fit on the outer rim. Let's see, is 3 gonna work? Kind of. These are like $1. They used to be, cents. They're they're cheap, but you push them on. There we are. So I've got it around, there's this inner ring, that's what the lid connects to. So this plastic thing snaps onto this inner ring. Oh, it's gonna leak up underneath. I didn't quite get that down. There we go. Now it won't leak. And that creates a spout and keeps it off the outer ridge. And there we go. I have a couple of these because they're getting to be a little harder to find. The big box hardware stores don't carry them, or most of them don't. So I've getting them at hardware stores, Ace Hardware, Sherwin-Williams Paints, places like that. That's where I'm still seeing them. But yeah, and then peel it back off. Who cares? It's got a little bit of glue on it. That's much easier. You know, because a lot of these actions you're gonna have to do anyway, right? So this the problem of having to open the paint can up and then reseal the paint can. But even if I'm gonna do this with a cup and a ladle, it's still, that action has to happen. It's just that extra piece makes it easier for me. Okay, I like it when the glue is a little thinner. So what I'll do now is get these two parts put on the grain elevators, and I'll probably be just about out of stream. Nowhere near as gloopy. The other big benefit of having the glue be thinner, it spreads easier, which is dumb. It dries faster. That's more what I was thinking. It's lunchtime. That's what I'm really thinking. What are we doing for lunch today? Well, it's the end of the month. I'm probably gonna have top ramen. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on a little thicker. Alrighty. They'll still dry faster. Get the part wet. We're getting towards the end of the stream. I'm seeing Raven's Prop Shop is reminding us that if you want to help support the channel, if you want to see live streams early, because I do an extra 45 minutes of private live stream before every stream, only for my Patreon members. If you want to see videos early when they're done and be able to see them early, and this week is actually going to be a contest video, so it might be kind of fun to see it early. Please check out patreon.com/Odin Makes. And if you join at any level, there's multiple levels, the multiple reward levels on Patreon. If you join at any level, you will have early access to live streams. You'll have early access to new videos of the week when they're done, and as well as the different things that myself and Ellis post onto Patreon. Now, if you go for the Discord access level, which is just the next level up, that'll get you access to my private Discord, where I'm actually far more active, as well as Joe and Ellis and Felicia. We're all on there. You'll get a chance to be able to talk to us often. And the $5 level of Discord access gets you the ability to find the game code to play Among Us on Fridays. We will be streaming the Among Us game this Friday. And we have been talking about maybe trying a new game. Right now, we're still having a lot of fun with Among Us. I know it's not necessarily in the public eye at the moment, but it's fun. So, you know, we're looking at other options, but I'm not going to say that's going to change anytime soon. But you'll be able to play those games with us and actually be part of the live stream. And then... yeah, we've talked about trying to do movie nights, and we've done trivia contests. You know, different things happen different times, but the games and the streams and the stuff that's always scheduled. Anyway, Discord access will get you access to all of that. Then there's also the Minecraft access level that gets you access to the private Minecraft server, which is a peaceful building server where we've been just building away, doing the Minecraft thing. We, a little while ago, fought the Ender Dragon, so we've all have Elytra now and flying around, and yeah, that's fun. I was really enjoying Minecraft. Haley Clemens is asking if I can make the Ghostbusters ghost trap. The answer is yes. Felicia and I have interest in doing a full costume with all the parts and pieces. So ghost trap is definitely an important part of that. I had a viewer send me the pattern he made for making a ghost trap. So I will likely be making, well, the plan is to make a ghost trap as a weekly video, not as a live stream. And that'll be coming up in the future. When these things get closer to being done, we're going to start really working on getting other things going for completing the costumes. We don't have a specific date goal in mind for getting this done. We're just building it and enjoying the process of building it and sharing that process with you. No part, or virtually no part, of the Proton Packs are built off camera. These are only worked on during the live streams, which is why it seems like it's taking longer. We're only spending a couple hours a week working on these. But Ghost Trap, yeah. I'm interested in the Ghost Trap. I'm interested in making a gizmo. I'm interested in making night vision goggles, ghost vision goggles, whatever they're called. I've got the PKE meter device. I want to make a PKE meter. All those things. We've already talked about ordering jumpsuits and getting elbow pads and knee pads and patches and all that. That'll probably be more of a live stream thing. But no, Felicia and I definitely want to get fully decked out in Ghostbusters gear. And don't worry, that'll happen. All right. So, I talked a lot, which is what the live stream's all about. I told some stories. We got to talk to Ellis really quick. I didn't have any mail this week to show off. This is postal mail this week to show off, but hopefully maybe next week something will arrive and I can share that with you guys, whether that's something new from Ryobi or something that shows up in my P.O. box. If you want to send fan mail, if you want to send something you want to see me or Felicia open up on air, there is a P.O. box in the description of this live stream. You can mail something there and we will open it up on stream. Of course, if we happen to see that it's something inappropriate for on stream, it'll get put away. So, you know, as much fun as it might be to try and get us with a gotcha, know that we're slightly aware of that and try to make sure that that doesn't happen. But I've gotten fun stuff. You know, I've gotten Swedish salted licorice candy. I've gotten a whole bunch of Irish tea and Irish treats. We have been sent artwork. So it's really cool, and it's not required. I don't want you guys to go out of your way to send me stuff. I'm not begging for stuff. If you want to participate in that way, if you want to send something you want to see us open up and talk about on stream, then that is an option. And if you don't, that's okay. I will see you next week. I'll be back here on the 4th of July at 11:15 my time for the exclusive Patreon only portion of the stream. We'll go back to being a public stream at noon, and it should be a Wii. Far as I know, Felicia's going to be able to be here next week. Gonna find out. Don't know what's going on. But if not, that's okay. I'm still going to be here. We'll continue putting the grain elevators on. And I just thank you guys so much for sticking with me throughout this whole stream. Let me make sure I'm not missing something. Haley's making the Barbasol can from Jurassic Park. Odin's going to be making a whole Ecto 1 by next Halloween. That is optimistic. Ecto goggles, that's what they were. They're Ecto goggles. Yeah, totally. I know Punish Props made them, and I know we saw a set that Adam Savage made. I totally want to make Ecto goggles. Those will probably have some 3D printed parts. Okay, Muddy. Oh, Muddy's here. Hey, Muddy. Bye, Buddy. Buddy's a viewer that I got to meet when I was in Oklahoma. I was talking about Oklahoma earlier. That's very cool. Well, Daniel Knight, it's almost time. You know where to find me. I'll keep you prop makers updated on Facebook. So go check out Daniel Knight on Facebook. Check out Jerry Can Cosplay right here on YouTube. He's a member of my Patron and has got his own YouTube prop making channel. Check out Strict Aphid. He's also a member of my Discord and is a prop maker right here on YouTube. And you know there's going to be lots of different ways you can spend a really long amount of time talking to your fans and putting together a foam proton pack. But this is how Odin makes. Thank you guys very much for tuning in this week. I will see you next week. I'm nowhere near clicking this off in any sort of a efficient manner because this is how Odin ends a stream.